probably be in 6th place, I would reckon. I think he'll probably come out ahead of Neil Yanni, or not, we'll have to wait and see. But in the meantime, we have Will Power back in the lead of the race. He has been the man all weekend long. Cameron Steele is in the pit lane. It's Will Power coming up to complete lap 57. He's passed the main grandstand one more time.
Well, I've caught up with Will Power's teammate Simone Pagenaud in his rookie debut here in Champ Car. Not the way you're hoping it would go.
Well, yeah, I mean, what can I say? We've been doing a great job. You know, we were right on the pace all the weekend. I struggled a little bit in the beginning of the race with the cold tires, but after that we're right on the pace, fighting for a podium, which is good on a rookie day. I think we'll be a good contender for the championship. We just need to fix some reliability problem, and I think we'll be right there.
Today an engine problem put him out, and you'll remember that he missed the warm-up this morning with the fuel cell issue.
He did indeed, yes. Simon Pagenaud didn't get out at all this morning in the morning warm-up. They found a fuel leak on that car. The cell had split when they went to fire it up before that session. And there's another car out of the race. I think that's Neil Yanni, isn't it?
It is Yanni with seems to have an engine issue.
He does. He's pulled off there right behind the McDonald's car. The dead car part there between turn 10 and 11. Neil Yanni, he was running in 7th place for PKV Racing, and that's certainly not what he wanted this afternoon. His teammate Christian Gomendy is running. Hello, somebody else off there as well. I think that's one of the PCM cars.
Yeah, and he's tall.
Alex Figge has turned that car around. Not quite sure where that is, actually. It's difficult to get that perspective from where they are. But the safety team is with him. They're going to get him back underway. Figge running in the top 10 at the moment. He's 4 laps down, and he will try. They will try at least a bumper start these cars. They were supposed to have onboard starters, the cars this year. Well, they do have onboard starters, but the electronics on those onboard starters have been causing problems over the weekend. So all the teams were told this morning, disable those onboard starters. And again, it's all part of these teething problems. There's Alex Tagliani.
And you can see Alex Tagliani is back in. They thought they were going to be able to go the distance, but they were banking on another yellow flag. They didn't get it. It's a splash and go for the number 8 car.
Watch your speed. Okay, Tug, you get out onto that.
That's Will Power. That's Phil Howard, I should say, there on the radio.
Hell, buddy. You with me?
Wow, and who is third?
Yeah, who is third? Your former teammate.
I said at the beginning of the race, you know, she could be top 5 the way she was driving, and he's third right now. I mean, she has Gomendy quite close behind, but you know, she has a great opportunity to be on the podium with Dale Coyne.
How cool would that be? Will Power then leads the motor race by 18.3 seconds over Robert Dornbusch. 58 laps now in the books, and Catherine Leggett is in 3rd place for Dale Coyne Racing. Tristan Gomendy closing up, however. Last couple of laps by Catherine have been relatively slow, down in the 1:25, is a lot slower than she's been going in the earlier stages. Paul Tracy now in 4th, about 10 seconds behind that pair. And then Tagliani is running in 6th after that final pit stop. But there is PT back on the road and in 5th place. Still about 11 minutes to go, so maybe he can make up some more ground in the closing stages. Certainly a little bit of a way to go, and perhaps an opportunity or two for PT to get back onto the podium. Marty Snyder.
Well, Bill, so I don't get accused of lying, I'm going to let Neil Mickelwright tell us the truth. Can you guys make it all the way on fuel, Neil?
Absolutely. Yep.
No problem at all.
No, we're good to go now on fuel. We're just giving it everything we've got, hoping a few other people have to stop or slow down to make it.
So one quote that Neil told Paul earlier on was, I want you to drive as hard as humanly possible. You have the car to win this race.
Well, you know that PT is going to try as hard as humanly possible. He drives harder than most humans would believe possible, doesn't he, PT? He never leaves anything on the table, that's for sure.
I know. As a driver, you know, these things, you know, now makes us laugh. But when you're driving, it's the last thing you want to hear. Sometimes they tell you, okay, now I really need you to go fast. and you're thinking, you know, what do you think I've been trying to do the last hour and a half, you know? They always say these things in the radio that makes you go crazy, you know, because you are trying as hard as you can. Even when you're saving fuel, you know, we see that lap times are slower, but you're saving fuel, but you're almost risking as much as in qualifying because you try to keep up the pace even when you're saving fuel. So, I mean, the driver, you're pushing every lap out there.
10 minutes left in the race. There is our race leader, the yellow and green car of Will Power. Behind him, the laps car of Bruno Junqueira, who's now in 7th place. And we just talked about Catherine a couple of laps ago. We haven't seen her on track, but she's certainly slowed considerably. The last lap around was a 1 minute 37, so it would appear that Catherine has some sort of a problem. She's dropped out now of the podium position. Tristan Gomendy is now in 3rd place for PKV Racing. That's a remarkable effort. So it's Will Power, Robert Dornbos, Tristan Gomendy with less than 10 minutes to go here in Vegas. So now less than 8 minutes to go in the Champ Car Vegas Grand Prix Round 1 of the 2007 Champ Car World Series. Will Power holds a comfortable lead, and he's lapping now pretty comfortably around about the 1 minute 22 second mark, 1:22.7 last time round for Power. Robert Dornbos, meanwhile, he's still got the hammer down, 1:21.2, but I think this man is just taking it easy. He has no reason to extend himself whatsoever.
No, especially with the fuel things they've been having. Although they think they have enough fuel to finish the race, they don't want to risk it. So if you can save a little bit, you're better off.
Indeed you are. There is the Aussie Jet car there. Muirman's on the back wing. That is
Tristan
Robert
Gomendy
Dornbos
coming in right now, and you'll remember, you can see him sliding past the marks. Everybody here in pit road talking about how slippery the pits are. There you saw the tap. It was just a splash. You will remember, however, though, the Champ Car veteran Jimmy Vassar did tell me they had enough fuel to go all the way. They ended up needing a splash.
So that was Tristan Gomendy there in the second of the PKV Racing cars. You have to wonder whether there was a slight either miscalculation or they didn't get the strategy quite right. A very late pit stop. Inside the final 8 minutes there for Tristan Gomendy, so looks like a podium finish perhaps has gone out of the window for him, and that will elevate Paul Tracy into 3rd place. So Paul's had his problems this afternoon, and maybe now at least finishing on the podium.
What a crazy race. I mean, we knew that being the first race of the season was going to be a survival race. The guy with getting out of trouble, a car being reliable was going to be a podium finish, and that's what happening. Even Tracy had a lot of problems with the fuel, and still going to finish in the podium.
We haven't seen much from him this afternoon, but that is Tristan Gomendy, the pay-by-touch Mega Spiera car of PKV Racing, car number 22, dark blue colour scheme. And Tristan Gomendy's got a lot of experience. He drove last year, first of all in GP2, which is a final training series for Formula One. He also drove in a World Series by Renault, so a lot of experience over the years. Has several top finishes in various different championships, Formula Renault, the Elf Campus Series before that in his native France, and also in some good results in GP2. He's on the front row, I believe, for the first race last year, so he's got the speed as Tristan Gomendy, and he's shown it this afternoon, hasn't he, Oriol Servia?
Yes, I would love a yellow flag right now, Jeremy. That would make the race.
5 laps to go. 5 laps to go.
There's like 5 laps to go. And if it would be a yellow, would put all those 4 guys together again. Tracy would want to go for the win. Tagliani's been running fast, so it would be really, really cool if we would have a little last yellow here.
Yes, that would be pretty interesting. Inside 5 minutes to go. As you can see at the top of the screen there, we're on lap 65 now, the race leader. You see the time ticking away, 5 minutes and 6 seconds, 5 seconds and counting to go in this first race of the season. There goes Robert Dornbos in 2nd place, the Dutchman. Remarkable effort by him. He's car number 14 there, 25 years of age from Monte Carlo. And Robert Dornbos is one of the few drivers that did not start his career in the karting ranks. He went straight into the Formula Renault Series and then into Formula 3, but just about I think everybody else in the field started off in karting. Dornbos did not. He got his first experience of racing when he was taken to the Belgian Grand Prix as a guest of the Williams team back in the late 90s, and he said, hey, this looks like fun, I want to get into it. And now here he is. He's a test driver in Formula 1 and now making his Champ Car debut and running in 2nd place.
Doing an awesome job. I mean, really smooth all weekend. I haven't seen him do one mistake, and he's in a very good team. They always had good cars, and he's taking advantage of it.
He is indeed. And the team, meanwhile, the race leader is still Will Power. The gap back to this man, Robert Dornbusch, about a little bit over 15 seconds. And the team is saying on the radio to Will Power, keep it up, nice and smooth. That is exactly what is required.
Fascinating young man. Obviously, he has a chance of being the top finishing rookie today. But what's really interesting with him is that up until today, he had never had a running start in a race car. In Formula One, it was always a standing start. And the only other street race he ever competed in was in Formula One in Monaco.
4 laps remain, plus 17, 4 laps remain.
Thanks, Bill Stevens, talking there about Robert Dornbusch making a quite remarkable Champ Car debut here this weekend, as Oriol Servie was saying, has not put a foot wrong all weekend, and I certainly don't want to jinx him now with just over 3 minutes to go. It's Will Power who leads this race. Robert Dornbusch in second place. The fastest man on the track right now is PT, Paul Tracy, this man here, car number 3, the Las Vegas resident, originally, of course, from the Toronto area in Canada, Scarborough. The thrill from West Hill, Paul Tracy. He's been led some of the laps this afternoon, made a great start to the race, had his problems, but now got himself back up into a podium position.
In front of you, I think he's some 15 seconds behind second place at this point. But as you mentioned, Bill, his hometown race, he hasn't won in a year and a half, signed a brand new sponsor this week in Monster Energy Drink. He finished second 3 times last year. He described last year as very frustrating. This may be a frustrating start to 2007, even though he's going to finish well. They know they had a car that could have won this race.
Indeed, so it's been 21 races since last Tracy tasted the victory champagne. That was at Cleveland in 2005. Too long for PT, but I think judging by the performance he's shown this weekend and that entire Forsyth Championship Racing team, I think there's little doubt that we're going to see that car in victory lane before too long.
Oh, there's no doubt it's going to be a contender for the championship. But there's new people up there. I mean, the pace Will Power was able to have all weekend long, not just in qualifying, not just one lap, every lap. I mean, it's a message sent to all the teams. I mean, somehow they find a lot of speed out of the panels.
Yes, they have. They've done a great job. And here is PT. He's still about 14 seconds back. He's closing by as much as 2 seconds a lap on Robert Dornbusch, but he's certainly going to run out of time. There is our race leader. It's Will Power. He's now, let me get to the... Yeah, probably be... You might get the 1 lap to go signal this time around, but it's certainly been a textbook drive by this young man. He hasn't really made any mistakes all weekend long. He has had a couple of mechanical issues, but now he's just got to be careful. What's going through his mind right now? He's been in the series just over 1 year, not nearly as many races it took you to get your first win, but what's going through your mind right now with 1 lap to go and you're staring at your first win?
Lots of things are going to your mind, and you're just trying to keep one in it, and it's just next corner. All you want to think is about the next corner, making sure you don't make any mistake, making sure you're following all your braking references. You just want to make it 1 more lap. You don't want anything special, just 1 more lap, and that's for sure that's what's going through his head right now.
Yeah, don't look behind, I think he was told there on the radio. That is Bruno Junqueira right behind him. In fact, the car number 19 is a lap down. In 7th place is Bruno. He's had his problems this afternoon as well, but he was certainly running fast for a while. But it's Will Power. He's set the fastest lap of the race this afternoon. He's the only man to lap below 1 minute 20 seconds in the race this afternoon. He was the only man in the 17s in qualifying yesterday, the 2nd pole of his career. And now just a few more corners to go. It's been an absolutely superb performance by this very likable young man, and it's just amazing how he's grown in confidence all the way towards the end of last year. He learned so much from working with Alex Tagliani, and here is the Walker Racing pit. I said earlier on, it's been a long time for Derek Walker. It's his 62nd birthday today, 130 races since he last saw the checkered flag, but here now is Will Power for Team Australia, and there are the double checkered flags. A wonderful performance by Will Power and the entire Team Australia crew. Oriol, what a great day for these guys.
I am very happy, obviously, for Power, but for Derek Walker. He always has a very good team, He's one of those owners out there that really gives it everything, you know, everything he can, and he deserved this win very, very, very much.
There goes Robert Dornbusch in second place, just under 17 seconds behind. It's Paul Tracy who will come home in third place, and in fourth place will be Alex Tagliani. Then Tristan Gormandy, Catherine Legg will come away with a sixth place finish
well,
in
the
her
excitement,
debut.
as you
Karen
can imagine,
Steele
here in Team Australia's pit. Happy birthday to Mr. Derek Walker, of course. Dave Faustino getting his first pole here as your engineer and his first win, and a nice birthday present for you. It's got to be thrilling.
Well, it's a birthday for the whole team, actually, and my partner, Craig Gorey, couldn't be here today. He's in Australia. I'm sure he's got to be watching, so thanks, Craig. Good job.
I know that you had some frustrations leading into the race. You were working on the fuel filler. You also had some problems with Simone Pagenaud's car. Were you thinking it might be a problem filled day, or were you hoping it all got